Welcome back to My Way.
I get into my little studio, I put my music on, I no longer have MS. And the great thing for me is I can combine that love with my love of the ocean. I'm Colin, and this is My Way. I moved up here to the Sunshine Coast in the 70s with the goal of being a professional artist and an organic farmer. Two problems. No one wanted my art, and no one knew what organic farming was. At some point I had to get a job, and I was lucky enough to get into telecommunications, and that then led on to the tech sector, which I loved because the tech sector was like art. You're working with a bunch of really clever people, and you can take ideas and pluck them from the air and turn them into something that, may make a difference. And I kept up my art. Then, quite late in my career, I developed multiple sclerosis. When the question came as to what do I now do with my life, because every life needs purpose, yes? And I was so fortunate that I already had that love of art and love of the sea. So combining the two was just a continuation of something. And it worked out really quite well, in that when I'm in my studio painting, I'm in the ocean. I'm out there. I'm paddling into the barrel, taking off on a beautiful wave, I'm hearing the hiss. When you're out there, the problems that you have on land and the problems that you have in your day-to-day life, they evaporate. You're in a different realm. It's like Narnia, but wet.
Morning.
Morning. And even now, I have a disability. I can't go and surf like I used to. I can still paddle out into the sea, and it's still comforting. And I'm so blessed that we live only 200 metres from the ocean, so on the days where the MS is giving me a little bit of a belting, I'm fortunate enough to be able to go and look at the ocean. Let her talk to me in whatever way she wants. Everyone's journey with MS is very different. It's like a thief that steals all the things that you enjoy, and your job is to then find other things to replace them. It affects my hands and arms, which makes painting a little bit harder. And it makes it very messy. So one has to take care. I love Japanese art, so I do a lot of pen and ink artwork, which is very detailed, very meditative, generally of waves or the ocean. And I love painting storms in the Great Southern Ocean. I'll paint them on a black canvas with a beautiful aqua green sort of wave breaking on a pure black background. Starting with something in your mind or your heart or your soul, and turning it into something that others can share and see and hopefully get enjoyment out of. I'll often sit down here and completely forget, what the time is or where I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to be doing. That could just be being absent-minded, of course. It's given me purpose and hope and a passion or something to go to. Instead of sitting in a mobility scooter wondering what to do next, I've got a backlog of paintings to catch up on. I had an experience some years ago where I was not given very long to live. And I thought, if I do live, what is it I want to do? And I thought, from now on, I want to make sure I make a positive contribution to others where I can and leave the world a better place. Not on a big scale, a tiny scale. Maybe my paintings do that, maybe sometimes my attitude does that, just as others do it for me.
Cole may need some support sometimes, but he actually supports a lot more people in the community than he needs support.
Oh, you made me blush.
If you'd like to connect with Colin and purchase some of his art, then head to his website, colchandler.com.